Okay, here are a few intertwined concepts for integration. So, concept one, where we put our focus is where we put our energy. And what's our energy do? Where our energy is constantly creating things. And if you look at this in your own life, anything that you have focused on, anything that you have put time and effort into, well, you had a outcome of creation. That could be a feeling, that could be a thing, that could be, in some cases, it could be other people, right? Like children, etc. So this has no limits. Now, the other piece that's really important to recognize is that you wanted that thing so badly that even when you failed, you got back up and, well, you kept going after it. And over time, you started to realize that the failures were simply lessons. And so the second intertwined concept here is don't judge process. Actually, just do the work. And so biologically what happens is that when we judge a process, and we say, oh, this is bad, or I'm not getting what I want, or, this is hard, well, it becomes hard because we biologically wire this into our brain, meaning our neural pathways make connections that make us believe that this is hard, this is impossible. And interestingly enough, once we start believing those things, we start feeling it, and then the outcomes become more failure or victimization. And so I like to remind us all during all these times of craziness in the world that none of us know what the outcome is going to be to a lot of the decisions that are being made. And yes, we have feelings about those, but those are our own. Other people feel differently. And this is another interesting piece is that when we biologically wire our beliefs, our world has that outcome. And then what's crazy is that you can have two people side by side that believe two different things, and they're living in the same simulation, the same circumstances, and the outcomes are different for them. Years ago, when I was like 20 years old, I turned the TV off. And the reason why I turned the TV off at that time was because I said I have better things to do than waste my time on this or that, meaning watching whatever show was on or listening to whatever news was being told. And I put a focus into the out of doors. And interestingly enough, a lot of people judge that one that I wanted for me. And so I turned them off too. And then I went out and I was seeking that out. And along the way, I began to realize that all of us start at different places. And so when you're born in Braddock, Pennsylvania, getting to the out of doors, for some of you, you know where that is, and others don't. Well, it's a slum. And when you're born there, you have a long road to go to get to the outdoor industry, or to get to anywhere for that matter. So we all have the same potential. We all have this limitless within us. The problem is, or not the problem, the challenge is that we all start from different places and we have different lessons to learn along the way. And so while it's equal, it's not fair. And so where do we take all of this? One, focus on what you want. You can't focus on the negative. If you do focus on the negative, you will see more of that. Don't judge the process, meaning embrace the process, embrace the failure, embrace the lesson, and then integrate that lesson into your process. And I often remind folks, don't share your process, share your outcomes. My process to just about everything I've ever done in my life is so fucking messy. It's so emotional. It's a mess. It's not pretty. But when you see my outcomes, they tend to be a lot more beautiful. And so, keep the process inside of you, keep looking within, and then share your beauty at the end of it. And if you can maintain a pure heart through the process, you'll find beauty in the process. You'll find beauty in everybody. You'll find beauty in the lessons that seem to be against us. And you'll find yourself. You'll find your heart. So go find peace in your heart. You'll find peace in your world. With much love and appreciation to all of you. Be well.